then it goes to secondary reflection. What is secondary reflection? In the secondary reflection, the light of the mind falls on the body. Sense organs become active. Okay. So then there is a third reflection. Sense organs reflect on the earth. So there is primary reflection on the mind, secondary reflection on the body, tertiary reflection on the earth. Right? So if this happens only, there is some life. So the moment the primary reflection happens on the mind becomes I am. Mind is jada. Mind has no chetana. Mind says aham, I am. Okay, till that time mind cannot say anything, it is jada. The moment light falls, Sakshi's light falls, mind says aham, I am. Okay, and the light of the mind falls on the body, then body becomes alive. So then mind immediately sees the body and it says I am body. Right? Mind is not able to see Sakshi. It can't see behind Sakshi. The Sakshi is not visible. So mind sees the body and says I am body. Are you getting what I'm saying? Whereas now there is a bigger I am comes. This bigger I am is Ishvara, Lord, Bhagavan. So it says all of this is I am. Okay? It says the entire reflected light is I am. The reflected light is called Chidabhasa. So the mind says I am, and reflected light of mind on the body becomes alive. So I am body. So then through sense organs the world is seen. Correct? So but there is only one light. That light is Sakshi's light. That's called Atmajyothi, the light of the sun. Okay? There are no multiple lights, but only reflection is making things alive. So Sakshi cannot see the world without the sense organs in the mind. The mind cannot see the world without sense organs. Sense organs cannot see the world without light from the Sakshi, without light from the mind. So mind itself cannot see anything without light from Sakshi. So this is the relationship. And Ishvara is collection of all this, is called Lord, Ishvara, Bhagavan. Is it clear? Ishvara
is not including Sakshi, or including Sakshi.
Ishvara is including Sakshi. Right? Okay. So now, this is what happens. So this brings this concept of three seers. Seer 1 is the mind, sense organs. Seer 2 is the mind, and seer 3 is the Sakshi. So the mind and sense organs together forms a one unit. Mind says I am the body. Mind doesn't know I am the Atma, Sakshi. Right? Clear to me? So mind becomes alive in the presence of Sakshi, starts feeling I am, aham. Okay? This is actually similar to given Vedanta example is given is there's a ball of iron ball. The iron ball has no light. Iron ball is jada. But if you put into fire, the iron ball appears like a fire. Gets heated. So like that, mind is jada. Mind has no consciousness. But in the presence of Sakshi, the mind appears as though it is Chaitanya. As though. Okay? You understand? Clear? So mind becomes alive. As if it is Chaitanya. Right? This reflection in the mind is called Chidabhasa. And Chidabhasa gives you feeling I am. Till that point mind has no I am. Okay? So mind plus reflected consciousness is called Jiva. And the mind plus reflected consciousness is called Avidya. Okay? and body becomes alive because of the light from the mind, reflected light, secondary reflection, and world becomes alive, world appears because of the tertiary reflection. So why the difference is the quality between the mind, body and world? Because mind is sattva guna, more of sattva guna, intellect. Body is rajoguna, tamoguna. Okay, the world is tamoguna. So the reflection quality is different. That's why world doesn't become alive. World appears but it doesn't become alive. Mind becomes alive because of sattva guna. Body becomes active and alive because of rajoguna and tamoguna. The world is tamoguna, like that. So there's a quality of reflection different. But all are light only. Everything is seen in the light of self, Atmajyothi. So now what we are trying to do in the meditation is mind plus Chidabhasa is called Jiva. Okay? It's called I am. Small I am. Big I am is Ishvara. Okay? Jiva plus body is equal to me. What I call as me is Jiva plus body. Okay? I am body. So the moment you say Jiva says I am body, it doesn't know that there is Sakshi. It only says I am body. Then it becomes a subject to karma, law of karma. So the birth, death, good karma, bad karma, it takes. Okay? But the mind superimposes this karma on Sakshi. Because I am body. Sakshi is not body. Sakshi has nothing to do with the body. Are you getting what I'm saying? Sakshi, mind derives the I am from the Sakshi. Okay? Mind doesn't know of Sakshi. It says I am body. I am doing karma. I am doing good karma. I am doing good karma, bad karma. So everything is told in the name of Sakshi, but does the mind? Mind does. Right? It's superimposition. Nothing has happened to Sakshi. Sakshi is pure I.
I am, it's also superimposition of the Sakshi.
I am is also superimposition of Sakshi. Ego. Right? So there is Sakshi has nothing to do with that. Sakshi has nothing, no effect at all. It's like sun. In the presence of sunlight, cloud comes. The cloud covers the sun, but nothing has happened to the sun. Okay? The Sakshi is Atma. I am, actually real I is Sakshi, which is real I is you. Okay? But nothing is happening to you. The mind is giving a feeling that something is happening to the me. Okay? So now, there is a superimposition called avidya. Okay? That avidya we want to drop. Okay? So after death, the jiva takes another body. Jiva goes from one body to another body. Right? Jiva goes from one body to another body. Jiva means what? Chidabhasa plus manas. Mind. Mind means mansu, buddhi, ahankara, chitta together. Mind. Chidabhasa plus mind together goes to another body. Reflecting surface plus the matter. The reflection plus matter. Okay? It goes to another body. Are you clear? So, just before that, there is two types of reflection takes place here. On the mind, the reflection is called I am. In the world, the reflection is called isness. The tree is, the plant is, the earth is, the water is. Means astitva. So, Brahman is Sat, Chit, Ananda. Okay? The mind gets reflected Sat and Chit. I am is Sat and Chit. But the world gets reflected with the Sat, existence. Right? Chit doesn't get reflected in the world. So mind is reflecting Sat and Chit. The world is reflecting only Sat. What happened to Ananda? Ananda is missing because mind doesn't remember Sakshi. That's why Ananda is missing. Okay. So Brahman gets reflected as Sat and Chit in the mind. What is that Sat and Chit? I am is Sat and Chit. The tree is, the plant is, sun is, the isness is astitva, existence. That is gets reflected in the earth. Okay? Two types of different quality of reflection surface. So at death, the jiva takes another body. It goes on and on. So when does the liberation happen? When can liberation happen? This, until this reflecting surface called mind becomes powder. Until the mind, which is reflecting light, okay, it has to disappear. Right? It doesn't disappear. It will keep on going many lifetimes. Okay? What did I say? So the Chidabhasa and the mind, that association is very close. You cannot break it easily. But Chidabhasa and mind, superimposition on the Sakshi can be broken. Chidabhasa and mind is a very close relationship. Like if you put water in the pot, water takes the shape of the pot. You cannot break it until the pot gets broken. There are two types of relationship. One is Chidabhasa. Second is Chidabhasa plus mind superimposing on the Sakshi. Okay. So in Jnana, what are we trying to break? Superimposition can be broken through Jnana. Okay. The mind cannot be broken. The superimposition of Chidabhasa and mind on the Sakshi can be broken through Jnana. How? So Jnana, wisdom means the I am, what you say, is not for the Jiva. The I am comes from the Sakshi. That you understand is Jnana. Right? So that I am, what I call as I am, is coming from Sakshi. It doesn't belong to Jiva. Reflect. So then you will, what will understand? Nanu, Nanembudu, Nanalla, Ideha, Manabuddhi, Nanalla, Sachidanandatma, Shivananu Nane, Shivoham, Shivoham. So the I am part has to be separated from the Jiva. So whenever you say I am, it doesn't belong to you, Jiva. It belongs to Sakshi. In Sakshi there is no I am, it's just I. Okay? The I reflected in Jiva becomes I am. In Sakshi there is no feeling of I exist also. I is there, pure. So again and again you have to go back to I. Okay? So from Chidabhasa and mind, you have to separate out the I am feeling. That I am feeling is belonging to Sakshi. It doesn't belong to you, Jiva. The superimposition has to go. Okay? So Jnana only is the way by which the superimposition can be broken. There is no other practice which is possible to break the superimposition. Clear understanding. Okay? So that means again and again you have to remember that I am is Sakshi. Who says I am is Sakshi? Which part is Sakshi? The reflected consciousness is Sakshi. He says as Sakshi. Others, reflected consciousness has taken the form of the mind. Okay. So now by doing this, gradually the mind, there's understanding the mind that that is mind is Jada. Chaitanya is Sakshi. Sakshi is not doing anything. So I am not doer. No kartrutva. Okay. No suffering. So that concept comes in mind. So gradually the karma will get loosened on the mind. Right? So this is called Jivan Mukti. Does Jivan Mukti happen one time or gradually? It is Jnana, Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasa. As this Jnana gets very, very clear, Somewhere it just disappears. The concept of doership and everything disappears. It's not that one day, suddenly I got enlightened. So this is jnana. Shravana, Manana, Nididasa slowly loses this delusion, what you call as adnana of the jiva. So adnana of jiva is I am body. So I am sakshi is the jnana. Superimposition goes. Okay. So there is no more superimposition sakshi. Then when the body dies, a Jivan Mukta's body dies, that's called Videha Mukti. So still Chidabhasa is there because the mind is there. Okay. Even though no Adnana is there in the mind, but mind is there. That's called Jivan Mukti. So then once the body dies, the mind gets powdered. Mind becomes powdered. It joins the Mahatattva. Okay. No more Chidabhasa possible. So that is called Videha Mukti or Parinirvana. So until that mind becomes powder and mixes with the Mahatattva, the reflection will continue. As long as the reflection continues, the Jiva is born again and again. Okay. But with Jnana, the mind doesn't get powdered. Mind is still there. Okay. Mind is still there, reflection is still there. But now Jnana is there. That's why superimposition is coming less. Because superimposition is becoming less, karma is reducing. Because karma is reducing, suffering is reducing. That's called Jiva Mukti. But when the Videha Mukti happens, that completely, that mind dissolves into the basic tattvas. Then there is no more reflection. That's called final liberation. Is it clear to everybody? Any questions?
Can you just explain Chidabhasa and
Chidabhasa and?
mind?
Huh.
Just explain that.
Yeah. See, mind is inert. No jada. It is inert means jada. The mind is a very fine reflecting surface. It is called Sattva-guna. Mind has Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, but Sattva-guna part of the mind is very fine reflecting surface. Sattva-guna part of the mind becomes intellect. Okay? The light of Sakshi falls on the mind. So now, in the process, two things happen. Mind becomes visible to Sakshi. Earlier, mind was not visible to Sakshi. Like when sunlight falls on the moon, moon shines and moon is visible to sun. Similarly, for the Sakshi, the mind becomes visible now. Earlier, the mind was not visible. So, mind becomes, Sakshi becomes Drak, mind becomes Drashya. Earlier, there was no Drashya for the Sakshi at all. Now, mind becomes the Drak, Sakshi becomes Drak, mind becomes the Drashya. So not only mind becomes Drashya, mind has the ability to absorb the light and glow in that light. So the glow will pass on to the body. Okay. So now mind becomes Drak also and body becomes Drishyam. Okay. Body means sense organs. Now sense organs also becomes Drishyam for the mind and Drishyam for the Sakshi. Okay. And the world becomes mind, sense organs pass on the light to world. So the world becomes Drishyam, the sense organs become the Drak. Okay. So now this reflection on the mind is called Chidabhasa. Abhasa means a sort of illusion, appearance. So it's not a reality because the mind is inert. Okay. Are you clear? Is this much clear to you? Videha Mukti means the jiva leaves one body and goes to another body, right? After death. Because of karma. A jnana, in the process of jnana, what happens gradually, the delusion will come down. You start becoming more and more sakshi, non-reactive. Okay. No more karmic impressions because if the jnana is pure, what is the jnana? Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. That jnana has to come into it, which means I am Sakshi. I am Sakshi and I am Brahman means only the same thing. So as that jnana becomes more and more clear, the mind loses its mind is no more reactive. Right? So the person has become Jiva Mukta. He has become free from the suffering. So anything happens in life, good or bad, he is silent, peaceful. It doesn't mean that nothing will happen to him. Somebody will come and hit, some injury will happen, all those things. But he is able to face life equanimously because he knows he is not the mind, he is the Sakshi. Right? Then the person dies, Jiva Mukta dies. The Jiva normally goes out from Adnani, Jiva goes to another body to fulfill desire. Whereas in case of Gnani, the Jiva, which consists of mind and Chidabhasa, the mind starts dissolving. Because mind has no momentum to find another body. So it dissolves and goes back to the basic principles. So then there's no more reflecting surface called the mind. There's no more person called Gnani. The Jiva of Gnani is no longer there. Okay? So that is actually final liberation. But Jiva Mukti itself has started the liberation process. But Jiva is there. As long as Jiva is there, the body is there. Once the Jiva dissolves, the mind dissolves, there's no more rebirth, no more birth. Right? So now this here, the I am feeling is really not, is actually false. Because consciousness is of different nature, the mind is of different nature. The consciousness cannot see anything other than itself. There's nothing to see. The Jada cannot also see. But together this combination, which becomes Jiva, becomes seer, enjoyer, doer. Okay? So it's not a real entity. It's a false entity. That false entity is called ego. I am.
So when Ramana Maharshi talks about Mano Nasha, he is talking about
Jivan Mukti.
destruction of avidya,
Jivan Mukti.
not destruction of mind.
No. Mano Nasha is destruction of avidya.
Avidya.
So once avidya destruction happens, eventually, as the body drops, the mind also gets destroyed. See, the mind itself is destroyed, then the body cannot be there.
That is why they say prarabdha is there.
Yeah.
in the-
Right. There is a residual mind which doesn't get destroyed. Okay?
So probably I am Brahman. Is it the mind saying?
Yeah, it's mind only. Understanding the mind only. Everything.
Brahmasmi is in.
It is actually, what it's saying is, the I am feeling is coming now. The mind is saying that I am feeling is coming from Brahman. Chaitanyam.
That one step better recognition. Coming from Brahman instead of I am.
No. Coming from Brahman means there is nothing, no other I am. Only Brahman is there. That Brahman, pure I, when it gets reflected, becomes I am. Okay? Okay? So remembering that is called going back. Are you clear now? So now coming to sadhana. What is the spiritual practice? All spiritual practice comes to only two types. Type 1 is called again and again remembering I am Sakshi. I am Brahman. Okay? So what happens then? Anything happening in life, normally we react. The reaction comes from the mind. Sakshi has no reaction. Sakshi is just witnessing. Anger, jealousy, hatred, all the reactions which is rising in mind. So the moment anything when you are facing life, outward, Sakshi is for the outward. Okay, Sakshi is called Sakshi Bhava. So when you face the life, you become Sakshi. Right? This type 1. So you can't run away from life now. So if somebody comes and shouts at you, earlier you are reacting, now become Sakshi. Sakshi Bhava. Type 1 is called Sakshi Bhava. Okay? So type 2, there is no world to observe also. Okay? I am, go to I. I am facing the world, you become Sakshi. Okay? I'll type it here. I am facing the world. I am Sakshi Bhava. Face the world. Pain, pleasure. Okay. With detachment. Okay. So there's an outward face. Type 2 is I am face I. Huh? There's no world now. No world. So this is how to deal with the world. How to deal with the world. So here it is how to be. How to just be. Is it clear? See, even if you become Sakshi, still the outer world is there. Okay? So that facing the outer world, you have to become non-reactive. That's a practice. You cannot close your eyes and sit all the time. That's called Sakshi Bhava. So drop the world and go back to I. That's actually Brahma Bhava. Type 1 is called Sakshi Bhava. Sakshi Bhava. This is called, type 2 is called Brahma Bhava. Do you understand the difference? So you go back to yourself, Brahman. So there is no more world now, only pure consciousness. Right? So now the question comes, how do you do that? This is called Darpana Prakriya.
So Sakshi Bhava is Manolaya and Sakshi Brahma Bhava is
No.
Mano Nasha.
No. Manolaya is actually, this is nothing, both are Manonasha. So, Manolaya is, mechanically you do some practice which will suppress the mind. For example, let's say you do breathing practice. Okay? So the mind stops for some time. That's called Manolaya. These are all Jnana Prakriyas. Pure Jnana. Everything is designed for removing the Adnana from the mind. These are all Manolaya. Okay? Manolaya is all meditation practices. Okay, visualize something, breathe something, or chant names of God. So they're all leading to Manolaya.
So here also it is temporary because world is there.
Yeah, but then temporary.
So it's only Laya.
No, it's not Laya. So again and again you are remembering, Dana is there, I am Sakshi. In Laya you don't know you are Sakshi.
In Laya you don't
When you go to sleep you don't know you are Sakshi. Right? It's Manonasha
So
only.
Sakshi understanding is not yet come there in Manolaya.
This is with Dana you are doing. Every time you are remembering your true nature, Sakshi. Okay? So,
the second one, Brahma Bhava, the mind cannot see itself.
so the mind becomes self. There is nothing to be see or seen merges.
The practice is like it becomes.
See here, subject object is there. Subject object is there.
No reaction.
Object is there. No reaction. Okay. Here no subject, no object. When the subject object goes, no subject also. Pure subject, I'll say. Subject, pure subject.
So I am facing Brahman is only a way of expression, but it cannot face.
No, it merges. No, I'm saying just inward movement. Further inward movement.
No, I'm just trying to correlate first type 1 with it. I am Sakshi, I am facing the world.
Yeah.
So there is a real facing there.
Yes.
To the object. But I am facing Brahman cannot be facing Brahman.
So you are also facing Brahman, but there is no face for Brahman. So you merge us with Brahman.
That is what.
So
It's only an expression to say, okay, you relax.
Alright.
You relax the output.
just relax, just be. Okay. So now this prakriya is called darpana prakriya. Okay. Darpana means mirror. Okay. So who is the mirror actually? Who is the mirror? Huh? The mind is the mirror. Okay. Mind is the mirror. And who is the seer? The Sakshi.
I am it.
The Sakshi. Okay. So anything which appears in the mirror, okay, anything appears in the mirror, let's say thought appears in the mirror, word appears in the mirror, anything appears in the mirror, what is that you are seeing? Huh? See, I am seeing the wall now. Really I am seeing the wall, or light reflected on the wall I am seeing? Okay. Really I am seeing the light reflected on the wall. Am I seeing the light reflected on the wall, or I am seeing the consciousness in which light is coming? So actually I am seeing the consciousness. The consciousness only I am experiencing. You understand? So any thought or feeling or emotion which comes in the mind, you remember, I am. I am seeing myself. The light is, Atmajyothi is getting reflected in the mirror and I am seeing that. Why there are thoughts? Because the light is distorted. The objects, because of the quality of Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamaguna. Otherwise only what Atmajyothi is there. Right? Again and again you go back, any thoughts, feelings, some, don't chase it. So go back to pure I. Simple. So then Jivatma becomes one with the Paramatma. Any questions? So whenever you see something, in fact with your eyes open also, you are actually only seeing not the wall, the light which comes from the wall, not the light, but consciousness which is appearing in the form of wall. Okay? Sarvam Khalida Brahma. All this is Brahman. Brahman means Chaitanyam. Chaitanya means Atmajyoti. The light of the self is only you are seeing. There is nowhere you can escape from Brahman. Clear? So that you do with the spiritual mind. Why you have to do with the mind? Because the mind has to calm down, slow down. So Sakshi, observing the mind will slow down. Merge with the Sakshi. So today this is the practice. Now in whatever way you want to do, you can do it as Vipassana, then enter into that. You can do breath observation, enter into that. Final objective is this much only. Right? So there are only, this can be done. This, when the mind, when the Sakshi has to turn, when the mind has to turn back to the Atma, you have to ask the question, Koham, who am I? I am, you have to turn back to Sakshi. When the mind asks, who am I? Mind has to look back towards Atma. Then there is nothing can be seen. Silence. Koham means silence. Because mind, what if it says Atma, nothing is there. Silence, but no thoughts now. Got it? So ask, Koham means, here, this is Koham. Who am I? Are we clear? Second practice. The first practice, Aham Brahmasmi. You understand the difference now? Type 1 practice is called Aham Brahmasmi practice. This is typical Vedanta practice. Second practice, Atma Vichara practice, Koham. The moment you ask Koham, mind cannot see outwards. Mind has to see the Sakshi, silence. Clear? Everybody is clear now? Shall we? You take a break, have a cup of coffee or tea.